right back here for another episode, actually episode 3 of Tiger Insider. I'm Chris Hutchins, Athletic Director of Bentonville High School, and today I'm joined by our head cross country and boys track and field coach, Coach Mike Power.
Yeah.
To get to know him a little bit. So hopefully everyone will enjoy this, getting to know a little bit about the program and head coach Mike Power. He does a great job, so you're going to learn a lot about that in the next 15 or so minutes. So, Coach Power, thanks.
Yeah, no worries.
Appreciate it. I know you're busy teaching, coaching. It never stops with your family, so I appreciate you being here. So, thanks.
Yep, no worries. It's good to be here.
Yeah. So, I guess the first question I would have, and to answer the Tiger Nation here, is just kind of tell us about yourself and your background. You have a great background to tell people about it. It's pretty entertaining because I've heard something before. So share with Tiger Nation your background, where you're from, what got you to Bentonville, Arkansas.
Okay. I grew up in Melbourne, Australia, and I was a very good track athlete growing up, and I did all different sports in high school and just found that I was better at track, so I was stuck at track and track and cross country, and ended up going to representing Australia when I was in high school a few times, and went to a world championship, and that kind of put me on the spot. I got 5th in that world championship, and kind of put me on a radar for a couple of schools over in America. So a school, University of Arkansas, reached out to me, and another school, Harvard University, but I was not able to go to Harvard, so my grades weren't quite where they were supposed to be, and but they were good enough for Arkansas. So I did the SAT, and I was very excited to kind of head over to America and travel a little bit and experience that. I didn't know what NCAA stood for. I didn't even know where the state of Arkansas was. So I had to do a little research. And I was just turned 19 at that stage. And I came over in January 1996. And I remember coming in January, it's summertime in Australia. So I had shorts and t-shirt on, and I landed in Arkansas, and it just had a big snow, and so I got off the plane, and everyone else was like big jackets and everything, and I'm in a t-shirt and shorts, so I really had no idea what I was getting into, and but I knew that University of Arkansas had a great history in track and field and distance running, so I felt confident in that. I had a great career at Arkansas, 9-time All-American, multiple NCAA championship teams. Second, my best was second. I got second at NCAA twice individually. So I definitely went through an up and down period in my college career. I probably partied too much, and then I had to kind of reset and figure out, am I going to stay here or am I not? And I was really on the brink of the coach saying, hey, if you don't get back to where we want you to be, you're going to lose your scholarship. And so that was a big point in my career as an athlete and a student athlete to say, hey, I better, regroup here a little bit and start back up. And then I got, so that was a good learning experience for me. In 2000, I went back to Australia and represented my country at the Sydney Olympics, and won the trials that year, and I had a really good next 4 years. I ended up going to a Commonwealth Games and being sponsored and being able to travel Europe and Asia and do all that stuff as a professional athlete. Then 2004 I didn't make the Athens Olympics, and that was a bit of a disappointment for me, and so I thought, hey, what's my next step? And my career was kind of ended up going downhill a little bit, and I had to make a choice. So I ended up coming back to America, met my wife, we moved to Memphis. I got a job at University of Memphis for 2 years. And then eventually I thought, hey, I don't want to be a college coach anymore, and I want to follow my wife into education, in high school education. So I I landed here. I was lucky enough to be the right guy at the right time, and found my way into this position, and I've been here for 14 years now.
14 years. Wow. That's quite an incredible journey.
It is.
From Australia to Arkansas.
Yeah.
And then coming back to Arkansas.
Yeah. Coming back. I didn't think, once I was going to leave, I didn't think I was going to come back, but it's kind of a great area to live in, and a great area to, and for us now, we're raising 3 kids, so it's a great family atmosphere as well.
That's incredible. And now you have winter gear.
Yes. Now we have
rain gear.
Now we have a lot of. I still don't like the snow, but the kids do. So I layer up and get out there with my gloves on and throw some snowballs. So that's what we do.
So talk a little bit about your family. You just mentioned them. How old are they? Where they go to school?
I have 3 children with my wife Jennifer, and one is Lachlan's my oldest boy. My only boy, and he's in 6th grade at Ruth Barker, and my other 2 children, my 2 girls are Bronwyn and Eliza, and they're at Apple Glen. So,
We see them up here every once in a while.
Yeah,
following Dad around.
Yeah, we try to keep them in the sporting atmosphere, and this is a great place to just kind of let them roam free a little bit and experience, just the odd sport here and there if they see it. So it's a good atmosphere to be in for the kids.
So you've been a lot of places, a lot of coaches. Is there any particular coach that you can think of that kind of has influenced you in your journey and where you've landed?
Yeah, I've had a few along the way. I started out when I was younger. My dad was my coach when I was in high school, and he started to, he was a runner back in England. My parents are both English, and he started to develop that love of the sport for me, and then so he was kind of the starting point, and then I got in. I had a few other coaches here and there in my running career as an athlete, and then John McDonald, a legendary coach at U of A, he was obviously my coach here when I was at Arkansas, and he really developed the professionalism, to get to another level. This is what we do, and get involved and be part of the team. I always thought that track was running was mainly an individual, and you just a part of a team. Well, Coach McDonald kind of changed that for me and said that we're all part of a team, and I think that's what got me really to where I am today, and seeing my coaching as I'm coaching a group of guys to try to work together. And so that was a big influence for me. But yeah, I've had a few really great coaches in my time, and you always pick something from those coaches and from the people that influence you. You don't. Some people don't influence you, and you can kind of say, "Hey, that's all right." And there's others that really influence you, but you end up learning along the way. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's incredible. You could probably write a book, and it would be a bestseller.
It would be.
Or have somebody write it for you.
Yeah, it would be 10, 20 pages with lots of pictures, So, yeah, it would be good.
So, talk a little bit about your success in your cross-country program and track and field program at Bentonville. I mean, it's incredible. Share with us numbers about your state championships. This is good stuff.
Yeah, I came here, my first year was 2008, and then I coached that year was a freshman team, but I had a really great freshman team. And then the next year I got moved into the coaching the varsity boys cross country and track team. So, but I had those initial freshman team, and so I could work with them for the 4 years, and I think that was the kickstart to the program. And those kids were, just fantastic kids that loved the sport, that I felt needed someone to kind of lead them a little bit, and they really were positively influenced with with me being their coach, and they all had the same vision kind of thing. Even though they probably didn't know what their vision was, they all had the same vision that I could see. And that was really the catalyst to it, and that was back in 2008. So 2009, we ended up winning the state cross-country championship with a lot of those guys that year were just sophomores. And then we went on to win another
3 in a row after that. So we won a good block of 4, and then it kind of, that really got the wheels kind of moving. And my training has changed every single year because the kids I have changed, and so I think that adaptation for a coach is important to know the kids that you have. Not all kids are going to be the same, and I believe that if you can adapt your training, that will get the most out of the kids. And so over the years, I look back at the training I did back in 2008, 2009, and it's the same components, but it's still slightly different. So that was a catalyst. We ended up winning. We missed out on, I want to say, 3 or 4 state championships. We were second, and I think we got 31. But over the last 14 years, we've won 9, or 13 years, we've won 9 cross-country championships. And the other 4, we were second, and third. So always right up there. And I think that the guys really enjoy kind of trying to keep the ball rolling and getting those numbers up, and we have a program goal, and we'll still work towards getting that. For track and field, it was a little bit harder for track and field, and the 2014 was our first ever
track championship, state track championship, and we won a few others after that. I want to say 17 and 18 as well. So we won 3 track championships since I've been here. But yeah, that's always a really tough one because it's so many different disciplines.
And it's just more, you need more people involved. With cross country, you need 9, 10 really solid athletes. In track and field, it's getting up to 20, 25 really good athletes.
I would say a lot of people have never even been to a cross-country meet, but when you go watch the Tigers perform at state at Oaklawn Park, or at the conference meet, or really any meet, it's incredible to see those kids and gutting it out, and their training kick into place. And I think what's especially impressive on my end from watching it is where they start at the beginning of the season to where they finish. So your plan definitely works.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, it's good to see that progression. I think I
tell them, I say, I'll lay the groundwork and we'll have a plan, but it's the kids that have to end up executing the plan. And if they can do the little things, it'll add up to a big thing. And so lots of people just think, well, it's just a training. Well, there's so many other aspects of trying to get the best out of the person. And so we try to look at all the different aspects, and I think that it seemed to work the last few years. So. It's incredible to watch.
So, what do you teach at BHS?
I started out as just a health teacher. Now I'm health and PE in the virtual school.
Yeah, so you're meeting all kinds of people.
I meet a lot, from 6th grade all the way up to 12th grade. So, yeah.
That's pretty incredible. All right, so I'm going to ask one more question, then I'm going to do some short, quick answers. All right, the 2-minute drill.
Yep.
So do you have a favorite Tiger moment as head coach or during your time at Bentonville? I mean, you've had a lot of really good moments.
Yeah, I went through a bout of cancer
in 2010, and that really took me out of the whole cross-country season pretty much. And so I was getting treatment while they were training. And that was, I lent on Coach Raymaker really helped facilitate their training, and we would text, but I was getting treatment. I really wasn't in a good shape to be out there and training, or not training with them, but watching the training. And I went to that year, the state championship was at Rogers High School, on their cross-country course, and I remember watching that. We had a fifth guy, and he wasn't normally, and in cross-country the fifth guy is like a very important guy because he's your last scoring position, and his name was Jeremy Sassy, and he was not our normal number 5, and that was his senior year. And I remember he had a great last half a mile and ended up passing a whole bunch of people. And I don't know how many points we won by, but we won. And I think that moment for me was like, I'll never forget that, because it seemed like they were doing it not only for themselves, but in a way for me going through that, and it just kind of bonded us, I think, and the program just together. So that was one I'll never forget.
Yeah, that's a good Tiger
moment to remember.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. All right, 2-minute drill. All right. I'll ask you some questions, just quick answer, okay? All right. First job, not teaching, not coaching, when you were a kid.
Okay, I was a gym instructor, and I was in a small gym at a university.
Favorite food?
Aussie meat pies.
Okay.
You get some.
Favorite restaurant?
In town? Or anywhere?
Anywhere.
We really like, what is it? The Lime place down at, what's that called? Local Lime? Local Lime out at the mall. Yeah, we really like that. Okay. It's a good date place with your wife.
All right, good.
Glad you're going on dates with your wife.
Yeah, well, that's important to do. Yeah.
All right, if you could go back to the young Mike Power, any advice you would give to yourself?
I would take it a little bit more seriously, knowing that there's an end to a career. I always thought, being a young guy, that my career would be long. I would be in multiple Olympics, and I ended up, when I went to Sydney, I thought, oh, this is only the first one. I'll be going to Athens and maybe the one after that, and then the career completely changes. So I would take it a little bit more seriously and try to really commit in the moment while you have it.
I like that. I think that's really good advice too. If you're going on vacation, what's your favorite vacation spot?
Or somewhere with a beach and a lot of sun, and someone to come bring me some water out by the pool. Yeah.
If you're grilling at home, what are you grilling?
Usually steaks, maybe some sausages, but usually some big steaks. In college, when we grilled
meat, that was the only meat we had. So we had a huge steak, and that was it. That was our actual meal. So I love some steak.
I like it. If you weren't teaching and coaching, another profession that you would possibly be doing?
I would love to be managing a team, like a soccer team or something, and I think that would be kind of not out there on the field, but in the management side of things. I think I would really enjoy that.
I like it. Biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve? Talking behind someone's back. I don't really care for that much. Now maybe I do it, but I don't care when it's done to me. Yeah.
Practice or game?
Game for sure. Oh yeah, practice is practice.
Okay.
And game is the real deal. Yeah.
All right. Book, podcast, or show?
Oh, podcast without a doubt. I've actually listened to one this morning, so I listen to a lot different Australian ones, story ones, running ones. So yeah, I try to be educated through podcasts. Yeah,
like it. So, favorite sport other than cross country and track?
I would probably say soccer. Soccer would be my number 2 sport. I watch a lot of Premier League and I've been involved with that for many years.
All right, Mike Power. 15 years from now, you're retiring. What's your retirement life look like? Maybe 20, 30 years from now?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll make 30, but we'll see.
What's your retirement life look like?
Retirement life would probably be somewhere on the water somewhere, on a nice in a nice house outlook, so I can walk pretty much out the back door and find some water to sit by. I think that would be great.
Last question. We talk about Tiger DNA. What does that mean to you?
I think Tiger DNA is everyone trying to raise the bar, and everyone in their own program really
developing the athletes to get to the level that the expectation of Bentonville High School. And I think that that's the main thing when I think of Tiger DNA, is that we have an expectation, we have great coaches, great athletes. Do what you can to raise the bar. Not everyone's going to make it, but we can sure try to make that a reality in
every single season that we have.
I like it. Thank you. I appreciate your time this morning, Coach Power. I know you're busy with your teaching and your coaching and the season getting ready to start, so I do appreciate your time and telling Tiger Nation about your program and yourself, and it's pretty interesting. I think we could go on for a lot longer.
But
this is a good start.
It sure is. Yes. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.